Hey, 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 good morning, everyone. You have found me. I have found you, I hope. Looking forward to hearing your live comments and seeing you online. I already see you. Good morning, Sly. That was so quick. I love when people get on before I can even say anything. I love that. That's amazing. You win the prize of the day, no doubt, Sly. So, hey, if you're just joining, or if you're new, or you've been back a lot, of course, you've reached me. Welcome to PVRN, Puerto Vallarta Real News. So happy to have you all here. Let's see, where do we go? Oh, okay. So it's 10:01 a.m. If I'm a little off today, or I'm a little bit, a little slower than usual, it's because of two reasons. One, I invested in an amazing tool for the show. It's called a Stream Deck, and so I've got a whole list of control buttons in front of me that I've got to figure out and learn how to do at the same time. So I'll work on that today. Don't you worry. And then, oh, we have an echo. Okay, thank you for telling me. I can fix that. Let's see, echo. Why are you here? There we go. Maybe that'll get rid of the echo. Okay, if there's an echo, please let me know. Did it go away? And thank you so much for telling me. That really helps. Okay, so we'll see if the echo's going away. I apologize for that. Echo gone. One button push. We're always fixing it. Thank you. Okay, good morning, everybody who just joined. The messages are coming in so fast. I'm just going to do a big old group good morning, or the show will go forever. And hey, catching an issue with the show immediately, that deserves a definite, immediate coffee time. Cheers to my amazing viewers. Thank you. Okay. And so with that, I see a lot of don'ts. I'm not sure what's gone. Thank you. Good to hear that. All right, we're through that part. We've moved on. We've overcome the echo. Glad to hear it. What's new today, everybody? Well, it's 10:02 a.m. I'm a little late on that one now. It is the 30th of April in Puerto Vallarta. As a matter of fact, let me kind of show you what it looks like outside. It's beautiful, wispy clouds, cruise ships in port, two of them actually. That's pretty amazing. So, hey, what a great day. It's beautiful outside and lovely Puerto Vallarta. I hope you're here or coming back soon. Okay, with that, there's a couple reasons today is important. One, because, the number one is because today's my wedding anniversary. So, happy anniversary to my amazing, lovely, but pretty introverted wife who just loves when I talk about her on air. So while this may feel like punishment, it's actually not. I'm just really proud to be with you for 17 years now. I love you so much. You're an amazing person, and you keep me grounded, even though my head could sometimes float right off the screen. And if you know me, you know what that means. But for that, happy anniversary, Laura. Happy anniversary. Okay, let's get through the mushy stuff and get into the news. How's about? All right, first of all, just a big reminder. If you haven't done it yet, please click the subscribe button. That way you never, ever miss a show. I really appreciate that. And that thumbs up down there, keep hitting it, y'all. That really does help as well with YouTube. I appreciate that. If you've got any news you want to share, you've got anything coming up, just hit me up on the email address. Okay, into our first story tonight. I'm so used to doing CPS news at night. So crazy. All right, we got a new sports complex coming. So let me show you that real quick. We'll go over here. There we go. There he is, Governor Lemus. How you doing? So he has confirmed that construction on a new high-performance center is scheduled to begin this July with the Alfonso Diaz Santos Sports Unit, which is backed by a secured investment of 80 million pesos for the first phase. Okay, so the project specifically aims to provide high performance and Paralympic athletes with a training facility at sea level. Interesting. Usually hear about high level training and altitude training, but sea level training is quite different too. And I learned that, funny enough, I learned that when, let me see. Boom, we'll look right at you. When did I learn that? How about the third cam? This might be kind of crazy. We'll go back to the normal one. I learned that when we were at the Mexico Open speaking to the golfers during a press conference saying how they really had to prepare for sea level and how different that was. So pretty cool to learn about that at that time. So it's really to help with that. Lemus did note that while Jalisco has dominated, his words, the National Olympics and Paralympics for over 2 decades, athletes currently lack a facility that replicates the sea level conditions often found in international competitions. So the broader vision of this complex involves a total investment of approximately 200 million pesos to fully rehabilitate the existing site. And a majority of that plan, I'm here to get you, oh, that's the next story. We don't want that one. The majority of that plan is a complete overhaul of the Olympic swimming pool, including its main structure and its hydraulic system. And beyond the pool, the project will modernize the changing rooms, calming areas, and overall just raising the conditions and safety and hygiene and security of that location. So remember, we talked recently about, a lot of focus has been on Puerto Vallarta since 222. I know 222 comes up a lot, but the governor did promise investment. He has talked about investment in security, infrastructure, all these things. So I feel like this is part of it. While we don't love 222, I will say thank you for the investment here in Puerto Vallarta. Boop. Appreciate the governor coming through. And overall, it's nice to start the show with a positive story today. All right. Secondly, we've got what they're calling a macro drill. And you might wonder why you saw that really brief picture of that seismic activity screen. No alarm. Let's talk about this. So Jalisco is going to carry out the 2026 National Macro Earthquake Drill. And that's going to be on May the 6th. That's a Monday. And that's going to be at 11 a.m. I know some of you out there who are, and everybody should be a nervous earthquake person. You might want to write this down, put this on your calendar so there's no shocks and alarms that day. Now, we're going to learn a little bit about the seismic counter and an M scale right now. And I was researching it this morning too, so I find it super interesting. So they're going to simulate what they're calling it. What it's called is an M8.0 Pacific earthquake and a tsunami of more than 5 meters, according to the state civil protection authorities. Now, the government of Jalisco, through the Unidad Estatal de Protección Civil y Bombarderos, has formally called on residents, businesses, and schools, hospitals, and public institutions to participate in this macro simulation. Here's a shot from a recent one, actually. The next one's coming, so it's not that one yet. Now, again, this national macro simulation is scheduled for Wednesday, May 6th, again at 11 a.m. And the exercise is titled in Espanol, Jalisco Prevenido ante los desastres. Whew. If you're fluent in Spanish, I hope I didn't butcher that one, but that's what it's called. So it's designed to strengthen emergency readiness and test evacuation and response protocols across the state. The official scenario establishes a hypothetical magnitude, hold your breath again, 8.0 earthquake with an epicenter in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Chimalal, La Huerta at a depth of 13 kilometers. I know we're getting a little bit of detail this morning. Hey, by the way, catch up on a few more good mornings. Good morning. We'll break up the earthquake scare here for just a second. So this would actually produce a very strong shaking on the coastal corridor, obviously, and a lot of damage. But under the same drill, the state will also simulate the formation of a tsunami. Again, simulate, we're just talking about it, with waves exceeding 5 meters, expected to reach the coast 7 to 14 minutes after the quake. Okay, so, all right. It all sounds like the worst case scenario, and that's why it's just a drill. And so the Civil Protection Director, Sergio Ramirez Lopez, emphasized that the prevention is a shared responsibility, noting that that large-scale drills like this one, and most recently, September 19th, 2025, had more than 2.95 million people participating, with nearly 20,000 buildings evacuated. So there's going to be so let's just clarify a few things really quick. So what should be happening, Chris Anderson, thank you very much. I don't know if there's going to be a video, but what I think is going to happen is, because the local businesses and organizations are being encouraged to participate in this. If you live in a community building or you work in a community building, there should be an announcement or some preparation ahead of this to say, okay, now we're going to go to the central location center. I mean, like kind of should like in this photo here, as you can see. And it's essentially a preparation to everybody get to that point, be prepared. Let's all make sure we evacuate correctly. So let's see what happens. Okay, this is one of those let's see what happens moments. Let's see how your building prepares. And I'll be interested to hear from you when that date comes. And again, just as a reminder, this is going to be on May the 6th at 11 a.m. We're going to have this simulation. So let's all figure it out together. Let's see what it is. I've been through a few here. I've even been through a 7.7 earthquake with Laura. No fun. It's better to be prepared than actually going through it for the first time together and not being prepared. So let's just take a second. Let's have a cup of coffee and cheers to, I mean, we all can cheers to this one. Let's hear from everybody. No earthquakes. No earthquake. I hope everybody cheers to that no matter what time or what you're drinking. Do it. Yes, Jordan, do be prepared. Get ready. September 19th. Don't say that, Jordan. Laura's going to come after you. You can't prophesize an earthquake on the 19th, though. September 19th seems to be the date here. It is what it is. All right. Moving forward, this has come up quite a bit lately, and I want to throw a big thanks out to my friend and correspondent over at CPS News. One thing I want to share with you. We talked about the sports complex. Man, I almost missed this. So let me jump over here really quick. I got a lot of new stuff going on. If you guys are wondering where that sports complex is going to be, where it is located and where it's going to get those renovations, that's the location. So you see just kind of straight up from PTL and Centro. You guys that know Centro know a lot more than I, but it looks like forward just north of the INA, a few other places. So not that far from La Lija. So if you know La Lija and you've gone to like, let's say the wrestling matches out there, Lucha Libre, that's where that's at. Okay, so jumping around just a little bit. All right, let's talk about the next story real quick. So the next one is going to be about that Puerto Vallarta downhill. We've been, thumbs up does help the show a lot. Fours or lowers are accepted. Okay, well, cheers to that. If you got to engage the earthquake gods by talking about them, then we might as well at least appease them with a slight offering of a 4.0. That's fair, Laura. I like that. Okay, so with that, I finally have accurate information. Big shout out to Fernanda Bojorquez, who's my friend and correspondent over at CPS News, for finally providing us the downhill information about what roads are going to be closed. I've actually had viewers asking about this. They want to know, what are the roads? Where are the roads? Well, this is the map that was released. Is it perfect and super accurate with the route? Maybe, but I think it gives you a good idea there in the writing, the roads that are closed. So I'll let you have a look at that right now while I'm talking about it. But Puerto Vallarta has announced, Fernanda Bojorquez broke the story, that road closures for the downhill and freestyle 2026 competition, which is, again, we've talked about a lot, May 1st and May 2nd. They are confirming that Emilio Carranza and Aldama roads will be closed from 1 p.m. until 8 p.m., while the cross streets of Juarez and Morales will be closed from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m., both days, to allow athletes to compete on the urban route throughout Central Historia and keep the public safe and the cars safe. We don't want any high-speed bike. Have you seen how fast these bikes go? We do not want any crashes. The event will bring national and international riders, as you know, who will descend at high speed through the city's traditional streets, and the officials are urging residents and visitors to plan alternate travel on those days. I love that we're having it. I know some people don't love the traffic situation, but this time of year it's hard to get big events here. So I'm super excited about it. I know I'm not going to be here for it because, again, we're going to be out doing the glamping for the anniversary, but I cannot wait to hear from Chris Anderson. I know you're going to be there, and others, because this is a completely free event. So get on out there and check out the downhill. I think it's going to be fun this weekend. All right. Now moving to a little bit more somber news. We're going to go, thank you for being out there with your camera. We're going to move on to a story that popped up yesterday. Let me get that up here real quick. And unfortunately, it's news of a death. A 27-year-old man died Tuesday afternoon after being found responsive in the Palo Maria River. Now, many of you know this hiking trail. It's one of the main reasons, I mean, not only because of the death, but as a bit of a warning with this trail. It's in the area of the second waterfall. Now, this was prompting a full response from municipal police, civil protection authorities, firefighters and lifeguards, and because authorities were alerted around 4:40 p.m. after witnesses reported a body floating in the water, and emergency personnel confirmed the man had no vital signs upon arrival. Officials noted there were no visible signs of violence, and early observations were consistent with a possible drowning, though the exact cause of death will be determined by the forensic team as soon as possible. And that organization is the Forensic Medical Service, SEMEFO, as part of the investigation initiated by the Public Prosecutor's Office, which is totally normal. Lifeguards assisted in the recovery due to the difficult terrain that I just showed you and the limited access at that point of the river. I mean, if you guys hiked this before, have you made it to the second waterfall? It's pretty hairy. Let's talk about it. So the location of the second waterfall of the Palo Maria is regarded by rescue personnel as one of the most dangerous sections of that trail. And I've also seen some of that on social media. A lot of people that hike that trail I've saw somebody indicate, like, I've been telling people for years this is a very dangerous waterfall. I don't know if I've made it to the second one before. Again, if you've been there before, you've hiked out there, I think I've only made it to the first one. The area is known for extremely slippery rock surfaces, deep pools with sudden drop-offs, and a strong underwater current that can be difficult to detect from the surface. Access is challenging, require climbing and crossing wet rock, which slows emergency response and complicates extractions. Authorities also warn that the river can rise rapidly after a rainfall, creating sudden surges that have trapped hikers in the past. And because of these recurring risks, the upper waterfalls are considered a high hazard zone, and visitors are urged to exercise extreme caution when attempting to reach them. So again, if you're a hiker, if you're not a hiker, if you've been out that way, definitely want to know about it. I see your comment, Eric, that you've made it all the way up to the seventh one. Wow. So Eric, would you consider the second waterfall the most dangerous part of that trail? Does it get more scary? I don't think a lot of people here would do all seven. I know it's pretty, it's a pretty extreme hike, and I mean, amen. I mean, here, man, I'll coffee time you to that one, man. Amen to making it out to to that seventh one. That's a pretty impressive feat. But definitely share information. It doesn't even have to be live during the show. Just put it out there, because you just never know who's going to hike out there next. But again, I've just heard that second one is kind of a scary area. So, all right, let's move forward a little bit into a little bit lighter news. And good cliff diving. There you go, Eric. Don't do what Eric says. Don't do as he says. Just good to hear. Everybody's a little bit different. All right. Once again, don't forget to subscribe. I've got one more story to share today, but you hitting that thumbs up and you subscribing really helps. You never miss a show, and me to just keep sharing it and keep doing this every single day. As a matter of fact, I do want to call out a quick, a really nice message I got. His name is Ben. I don't put out full names, and I don't know if you're on right now or not, but Ben, you sent me such a nice message last night that I want to take a second to personally look you in the eye with this kind of horrible straight on cam and give you a cheers, Ben, for that amazing message. I really loved waking up to that this morning. That was so nice. And welcome to Puerto Vallarta and your new home and your new move here. And that, you just kind of love this show, and I love hearing about it. Man, that kind of stuff really keeps me going. So once in a while, just take a minute to just thank you guys, and I appreciate it. And I'm also going to be thanking the sickness god soon when I don't sound like this anymore. I have been stuffed up for 2 weeks. I don't know about you. Everybody else sick out there? I just cannot shake this. Oh, all right. Enough about me. Let's move on to the final story. We've got, all right, with one bike event on the way here, we've got another bike event canceled. So here's the original flyer for it. And so the municipal government of Bahia de Banderas has announced the official suspension of the Bahia Epic Travel Desafio Costa Sierra cycling race, which was scheduled to take place this Saturday, May 2nd, and the event was set to depart from the public plaza in Bucerias at 7 a.m., featuring routes of 30, 70, and 90 kilometers through both coastal and mountain terrain. There's a lot of past tense speaking there because it was scheduled. Now, according to the communique issued by the Municipal Sports Directorate, the decision to halt the competition was made by the event's own organizing committee for internal reasons. Local authorities clarified that suspension was not ordered to the municipal government. These are their words, though they expressed their continued support for the sporting activities that can be held under safe conditions. Might be a little wink, wink there. I don't know. I'm not going to accuse or say anything again. This is officially from the government. As of now, organizers have not provided a rescheduled date or any information about registration refunds or anything else for the participants. So I guess, again, this is the time to ask a question. Anybody here scheduled? Were they scheduled to watch it? Were you scheduled? You're scheduled yourself to watch it. Were you scheduled to ride in it? Do you know somebody that was scheduled to ride in it? What's the inside story here? I'd love to know. I'm going to go with the official report for now because that's what you do. But it would be interesting to know a little bit more about, why was this canceled? Why wasn't it scheduled? I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answer, or I would give it to you. But we'll figure it out together as we go. Okay. We've pretty much reached the end of the show today. I hope you enjoyed it. If this was your first time here and you had a chance to say good morning back. I didn't get to call out everybody individually, unfortunately. Absolutely love the teas for South of the Burger. Have you all had South of the Burger? Amazing. And if you're gonna go to South of the Burger, you should look amazing when you go to, and also support PV Aesthetics. Get you a little Botox or lift before you go out there. And when you're at South of the Burger, look up, because right above you is the amazing hotel they also own. So check out the hotel right there at South of the Burger as well. And that just reminds me again, thank my amazing sponsors, without whom I wouldn't have this new control deck in front of me. Thank you so much. I can invest in the show because you invest in the show, so thank you for that. All right, with that, it is time for the sponsors. Thank you, Jordan, for giving me that cue, maybe intentionally, unintentionally, but that's the end of today's show. Thank you so much for coming in. Don't forget, tomorrow is Casual Friday. We're going to go pretty much unscripted unless there's a big piece of news that comes out, because of course that takes precedence. But other than that, get your robe on unless it's too hot we are. Get your coffee tomorrow. Let's be super casual and let's just enjoy coming into our Friday. And for me, getting ready for my glamping adventure for my anniversary. Okay, y'all, have a great one. Stick around just a minute to see the list of my sponsors. See you tomorrow on PVRN, Puerto Vallarta, Real News.